Hello, welcome to the Kunkel Cleary School of Video Education. Today we'll be talking about cameras. Let's start with the basics. How do you turn on your camera? There's a button there that says on/off. Switch it to whichever you would like, on or off. Next we'll be talking about putting the battery in. To do so, turn your camera upside down and on the bottom you'll see a switch. Open up that latch and you should find a place to insert your battery. Make sure you do it correctly and align all of the edges together. Next we'll be putting in your SD card. This will be the storage space for all of your videos. To insert the SD card, find the SD card slot. Normally it's located where the battery is or near it. Open up that slot and just slip the SD card right in there.
Now it's time to talk about the camera sensor. It's what detects the light and turns it into an image.
Speaking of lighting, let's talk about what affects our lighting in our camera. First is the ISO. This is how sensitive the sensor is to the light. Next is aperture. This is how much light is actually passed through the camera to the sensor. This can be adjusted to be bigger or smaller, which allows more or less light into the camera. The last way to affect lighting is the shutter speed. This is how long or short the shutter is open to receiving light to the sensor of the camera.
The next most important part of your camera are the lenses. The lenses are what focus the light onto your camera sensor. The distance of the lens is measured from the focal center of the lens to the camera center. That's where you get measurements like 25mm lens, 35mm lens. The shorter the distance, the wider the lens or the more you see. So therefore a 24mm lens is wider and shorter than a 35mm lens.
Next, you'll want to focus on focusing. You can do so by manually focusing the subject of your video.
And in closing, make sure that whenever you are done filming, you take out your SD card and immediately back up your footage.